So now we've got our bracket here, so we're just installing the first part of the 360 imaging bracket to our transom plate bracket, and then the second part's just this part here, which just goes in here, and again we just set our angles right before we drop the 360 transducer into place. Okay, so we're now installing the second part of the 360 bracket. We've got the swiveling bolt in place. So now we've just got to get our angle. So we've got our plumb bob out again, so we're just going to use that to get our angle, which is about there. So we've got a hole that roughly lines up. Just get to the closest hole point. And that's good. It's just a matter of nutting it up from there, and then we can drop the 360 transducer into place. Okay, so we've got our bracket all secure here. We've got our angle set how we want it. The next step is to work out the height that the 360 imaging transducer needs to be located. So in the manual it's 8 inches from the hull of the boat. So we've just run a straight edge ruler off the planing stroke, which is in line with the mounting bracket. So simply then we just run a ruler down. So we can see we've got 14 inches to the bottom of the bracket. So essentially if we have the 360 transducer 6 inches down, when we locate it, it'll be in the right position. We'll have 8 inches clearance, which is what it's specified to have, and will be installed. So what we'll do now is just get that located and bolted up, and we'll be ready to begin the wiring side of things. So here we are, just sliding the 360 transducer into the housing, and we just need to get that 6 inches, which is about there. So that's located, simple as that. We just need to put the second bolt in now, tighten it all up, and we're ready to start the wiring. So next stage is now wiring. So essentially we've just got a power lead and our Ethernet cable that ends up running up through to the Humminbird sounder. So it's just a matter of taking that cover off there. It exposes the 2 plugs, so we can wire that in. The 2 plugs then just feed down either side of this channel, and then we'll plumb it through and into the boat. So we've got our wires now fixed through, and they're just run down either side of this channel. And all we do to secure those is just with some cable ties, just run that through. And that just keeps them in place. We can cut that off. Just the cap to go over the top just goes in, snaps into place, and we'll just a couple more cable ties down there, and we'll be ready to send that through the loom into the boat. So we've got the 360 imaging transducer now mounted on the back of the boat. That's all secure off the bracket here. So I'll just show you how that deploys. We can deploy it from the couple of buttons on top, but obviously the easiest way is to deploy it through the Humminbird sounder itself. We can deploy and retract it. Part of the menu system is setting up how far actually you want that to come down, but essentially it needs to go below the lowest point of the engine and hull in order to sweep around in that 360. But I'll just show you how that goes down. So that's essentially how it deploys down. So at that point it then spin, the transducer would spin inside the base there and give you that 360 imaging. When you take off, if you forget to raise it back up, an alarm will actually sound on the unit to let you know that it's still down and to retract it back up.